I paused it here because this is a revision of this video. I already have the video uploaded on my channel, but I'm about to re-upload it because there are some things at the end, at the very end, that I want to add. Some vital, important things I think that should belong in the video. So I added them. So even if it ends, just keep watching. There's some very good information at the end. Today's video is about the safety neutral switch. Somebody snatched the plug out without cutting the wire, so it's one wire missing. We'll see once we remove this safety neutral switch. Also, this lever broke, and what I need is this setup. I need this to work for the white Mustang. And I'll show you all what I'm working with underneath there. Let's just take a look at that right now to show you my situation. Look like somebody messed with this one because this is how it was. I paused it here because I want to note, out of all the C4 transits I've seen or dealt with, I've never seen a neutral safety switch stalled in this position. They always stalled in the upward position, which I thought was the correct way. So I don't know how this was functioning. It may doesn't matter. I don't know. But all the ones I've dealt with, the neutral safety switch is in the opposite direction. This one's like upside down, but it may still have worked. I'm not sure. If anyone watching this video knows if direction or position makes a difference, let me know. There wasn't a bolt here, and I don't know how they got this, but we're gonna find out together. Let me show you my setup. So this is what we're currently working with. Not much space. I wish I would have just did that when I had the engine out of the car, but I gotta make it work now. As you guys can see, everything hidden, and that's the shift lever up there. That's not gonna work. So I gotta remove this and replace it with the other setup. Let's go remove the other one. And I want to reinstall the safety neutral switch. You guys can see the color wires that's on here. Let's pay attention to these real quick as well. It's like a white and red one. Two red and blue ones right here, the same color, and I think this is like a black. And I think these two run in sync. One of these are for the reverse lights. I believe it's this one, but we'll find out. So I want to hook this back up. I don't want to not have a safety neutral switch on here. So 1/2 inch. Man, it's broke. It's the 7/16. So they use these as a washer. Kind of figured that. You guys can see the broken wire. So those two notches goes here. So you got those. Notches goes in those slots. I'm gonna kind of do a voiceover here. When I rotated the camera in this angle, the voice got distorted somehow. I don't know what happened. He eventually picks back up, but in order for us to take that shift selector or shift lever off, we have to rotate the trans and remove the pan. They're 1/2 inch bolts. I think it's 11 of them. But let's do that right now. So I'll do a voiceover throughout this process real quick. To remove the valve body, I'm removing those 7/16 bolts, the ones on the outer rim of the valve body, and there's one large one in the filter towards the top, towards the front of the pan on the left hand side if we're looking at this direction. And you want to remove that spring-loaded gear selector retainer lever or detent that has a wheel on it. And I'll show you a close-up of it in a second. It has one of the 7/16 bolts, and that one I'm taking out right now is a 3/8 inch. You pull it up. This allows each gear to stop in its selected position, opposed to not having it, because it just will move fluidly. And you will tether the transmission up because the gears are not stopping at the selected gears. It's just moving loosely with no friction. Okay, so I'll just set the valve body. I'll leave all the bolts in it. Now you want to pull that arm out a little bit and remove that nut. It's a 7/8 inch. and it'll come right off that shift selector. I guess before you remove it, you want to take the orientation of how it comes off opposed to the lever position. You guys can see there's like a cam there. This gear sits on that shaft. I'll just set this back down here for now. I'm not gonna mess with it. I just want to remove that until I put the other arm on, until I replace it. I'm probably gonna change the seal as well. Definitely on the other one. But the video purpose for this was the safety neutral switch and removing that shift lever arm. You guys pretty much know how to reinstall it, but we're gonna go into the garage and go over the safety neutral switch. That's why I did this, because I want to use the safety neutral switch. So we'll go over the safety neutral switch with the comparison of one I just bought for a newer vehicle, for a newer model. Then, so we'll go over that next. Let me just screw the pan back on here right now, or just screw these down a little bit, and I'll fix this back up when I put the other shift lever arm on. Okay, let's talk about the safety neutral switch. Let's get the camera mounted, and we're gonna close this video out. After we talk about this, I'm not gonna show me reassembling the other transmission or installing that gear selector in the other transmission that's on the car. I just want to show this. Before I get on with this video, I searched extreme high and low for the safety neutral switch for the Mustang 2, and it's nothing. This is a newer one. I think this is for like a 79 Mustang or 80. And couldn't find nothing to it. I just knew this was close to it. Although the plug is different, I can splice into these wires. The wires were almost identical, and we're about to go over them right now. But I would have been able to use this one, but somebody snatched it off, and there's a little bit piece of wire hanging here, which is, I believe, that white and red wire that's missing. But it has dual holes here. That's just to align, to put in neutral. It has one here. You can know when it's in neutral before you installing it. You guys can see if you twist it. I guess you can put something in here. If you twist it, you can see that the hole is not aligned. This is not boys. Oh, there we go. See, the hole is not clear. So if I go back to this way, it's in neutral now. You want to install it with the vehicle in neutral there, in that position. Pretty much the same parts. If I look it over, I turn it over, although this is a new one, it's pretty much identical. And I think I did see something for the Mustang 2, and it was very expensive. This is 20 bucks. This is a $20 part, and it's going to do the job. I mean, it's made identical. All the parts, those notches that goes into the slots on the selector are the same place, same position. Let me mount the camera. These are almost the same colors on the Mustang 2. This is the difference. The wire is white and red, and I believe, I'm not sure, I gotta look into it to see. I think this white and red wire is for the backup lights. I think this is for the switch itself. These two are the same. These are red and blue wires, which is identical to these first two wires. These, although you can't see the colors, they're the same as these two. Maybe I can get down in there and show it somewhere. They're the same red and blue wires. And this one is a black wire with like a red stripe, hence like this one. And that last wire that's supposed to be here is that white and red. So I'm guessing this will substitute for that. I should be able to splice into these wires and install them on the new transmission, or install them in on mine. I don't need this plug, so I'll just cut to have enough room, and I'll just put this plug to the side, because this plug is different from the plug that's on the Mustang too. I got a video on my channel showing this, the safety neutral switch, showing the plug at least. I mean, well, at least where I'm showing the plug, not this in particular, just showing the plug and how it plugs into. Got a video specifically on my channel for that, but somebody asked me to do one for the safety neutral switch, and I think this is perfect for me, because I need to install it on the Mustang. I don't want not to install it, so I have to go through the labor of unfortunately dropping the pan and removing the valve body on the transmission wires in the car when I just had it out. So I'm gonna be installing this so I can get the white and blue Mustang started, and be on the lookout for that video as well. So hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys want to add any input or something that I'm missing, please let me know. Once again, hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't leave just yet. Let's go over a few more things really quick. Here I'm showing I just removed everything, and fairly easy. I thought I wouldn't have enough room to pull the old shift selector out, and I did have enough room. I had to just use the crowbar and shift the trans over a little bit to take it out. What I'm trying to show here is making sure you have that shaft, the shift selector shaft that comes off that gear, that rooster, in that first slot on that gear selector that moves back and forth. You want to make sure you're in that first slot right there. That's what I'm showing here. You want to make sure that shaft is seated in that first slot. But most importantly, you also want to make sure that arm, and I'm going to move this back some so you guys can see that arm in there. I couldn't get in there as much as I wanted to so you guys can see, but you can look at that arm right there. You want to make sure that it's resting on that spring-loaded piston for the passing gear. Otherwise, you won't have a passing gear, or the trans won't function properly. So you want to make sure that's resting on there. So that's why I was trying to zoom in to show you that it is resting on there. So those are two key vital steps when installing that valve body in this transmission. Okay, we're back up. Just want to add this little bit as I put this safety neutral switch on. I've already kind of cut the wires here. I'll be winding up in a minute and replacing that harness over to hide the wires. But as I'm installing it, as you guys can see, I got the Allen key in the neutral position inside this slot. Before I'm tightening up, I got the gear selector in neutral. Park is, it's coming out some. Park is all the way towards the rear of the vehicle, and you click it up once for reverse, and then neutral. As I pop the neutral safety switch on, before I tighten it down, I got the Allen key in the slot to let me know I'm in neutral still. So now I can tighten it down. Then I remove the Allen key. Just wanted to note that. Since I am doing this, I wasn't gonna add this, but yeah, we're up here. Everything's back perfect. Kind of fairly simple job. I thought I wouldn't have much space, but pretty much a simple job. So I put the pan back on, and I'm gonna start putting the linkage and the cross member up under here, and I can kind of finish up now. But just wanted to add that. All right. First off, I want to add, this is a closer look at the selector for the neutral safety switch in order for it to work for the Mustang. Just a close look at it and where you can purchase it at. I'll have that, the link below, and I'll flash it across the screen right now, how much it costs and who's selling it. Since I'm touching on the C4 transmission, I thought I'd show this. This is the C4 transmission out the Torino. As you guys can see those two bolts and how that part protrudes out of the side of that bell housing, and you can see the linkage set up and everything. That selector, and I'll show a close-up look at that selector, doesn't allow for a neutral safety switch. Here's a close look at it. You guys can see that it's a smooth, like the shank or that shaft is smooth. There's no grooves in it for the neutral safety switch, so I thought I'd show that. But look at the bell housing. The Mustang 2 bell housing is totally different. It's designed to fit the smaller body of that vehicle. as you guys can see it right here, compared to that C4 transmission that came out of that earlier model Torino. And look at how it's rounded off and how it's more compact. And even at the bottom here, I'm showing this for a reason, because look at the bottom of this, and I'm going to show the bottom of the other transmission, and to see how it's resting on that frame and have to make some cuts in order for it to work. So take a look at it now. So the trans will rest here and will not rest on the mount. Look at that space. So I got a notch that off there. This side is fine. It's here. See where it's resting at. So just add that information. It sucks that I have to do this, but I have to cut that little piece off there. So you should be all good now. I got the block under here. Should come down to where I need it to come and be all good. All right, we're in there. Look how close that is. This side's clear. The header's on. Linkage. Cross member. Linkage is on. Cross member. One header. New fittings. Pretty much. Now I can install this side pipe. I'm gonna have to bend these over some. I think the transmission line is gonna be in my way. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're gonna be in my way. I'm gonna have to bend them some.